I'll be jamming to D Nice, man. Club Quarantine.
What?
Club D Nice, Club Quarantine on Instagram. Man, no, I'm talking about every weekend I be listening to him. He be jamming.
We have officially started, and I'm just pouring me a nice little beverage.
What you got there, pal?
Same thing I always got. Got my
What was that,
got my
1800?
tequila. Yeah, my 1800
Yes, sir.
tequila.
Yes, sir. Salute. Salute.
Nope. It's Coca-Cola. Every week, Coca-Cola. I need to see your ID, Mary Dale. I'm just saying. You can put a finger over all the pertinent information. And I hope you're not going into like the cupboard with readily available alcohol. I mean, like you
bro, how old do you think Mary Dale is, bro?
Man, 13. Sheesh.
13.
You do look young.
Wow, 13. Let's talk about let's go with Mr. I'm shocked that I didn't get away with kneeling on someone's neck for 10 minutes.
Yeah, you talking about DJ Train Tunnel.
What?
They about to turn his beat into a train tunnel.
Man, shit.
He was also
Man, they about to protect that white man. That white man gonna get all type of protection up in there, man. He ain't gonna see no blackface.
He's gonna be protected while he in county. While he when he in county locker waiting on that sentence. But when he go to prison,
yes,
prison
it's a wrap.
Prison is different.
They gonna set that dude to the side. He ain't gonna see nobody, man.
Hey, unless he doing 23 in isolation, somebody gonna see him.
That dude is gonna be an ISO. What's up, Christina? What you drinking on?
Hey, I had some wine.
You look like
wow. You old lady.
She said I had some wine, and she definitely looked
like,
the way that the way that rolled off her tongue. Like I had some wine.
Smelled it.
I had some wine.
It had a nice bouquet.
America.
I'll tell you though.
Yes, how are you?
Hi.
They mingling. Hold up, Derrick.
Long time no see.
I haven't seen
Man.
you.
I know it's been a minute since I seen all of y'all. I'm happy to be on here though, and see and talk with y'all again. It's been so long. How you been doing?
I'm fine.
Oh no, you can't go 3 steps in. It's hey,
how's baby girl?
Wow.
She's fine.
No. It's hey,
somewhere.
Haven't seen you in a while. I'm gonna call you. You know, that's about it.
And now we got Emma.
Can't get down.
Oh my god, y'all are killing me with this background stuff. You yelling at the cat. You yelling at the cat.
I forgot to turn my light down. I'm sorry.
I told you before, turn down your life.
Turn down your life. Yeah. So what did y'all think about the Derrick Chauvin verdict? Do y'all think it was justice? Do y'all think it's just the beginning? How do y'all feel like that? We're gonna let the newcomer who hasn't showed up in here kick us off. Go ahead, Erica. What do you think about it?
Hey.
Hi, how you doing? Let me see. I don't know. I have mixed emotions. At first, I thought it was justice because he got all 3 of the sentences going. I mean,
right.
Against him,
charges,
which is good. I mean, that's what we wanted. It's all good on that end. But at the same time, now I feel like he just kicked it off to get all these other cases retried and everything, and hopefully they'll get justice served as well because he kind of kicked it off in that direction. So I'm hoping.
So
got
you
my
think
fingers crossed that it'll just like keep going that way. We'll keep getting justice for everybody else who died under Black Lives Matter situations and with police brutality and things.
So you think it's something like since this happened, maybe things in that area will start changing when it comes to Black people actually getting justice for getting murdered or harmed by either white people or police or things like that.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
I don't want to say white people. Just say police.
No, I'm
Yeah.
gonna put those in the same group, bro. I mean, we've
It's
seen
not
it.
all
No,
white
because
people, but
No,
there
it's
are
not.
some
No.
Yeah,
It is
yeah, it's
not. It is
not.
not all white
Karens.
people. It is not all white people.
I don't want
That's
to.
true.
Not at all.
I think our
Yeah.
issue with this one is centered around police. The police, how the police treat us. So I don't think it's necessarily a white or black thing. It's
But a
just
lot of the
the
times, those
police.
things are
Well,
escalated
I'm not
because
going.
of white people
Yeah.
making
I'm not.
accusations and
No, what I'm saying is
perceiving
I'm not
themselves as
saying.
being in danger.
I'm not saying it's not. White officers. I just don't want to say white people. You see what I'm saying? I
Right.
would just leave it under the caveat of under the category of let's just say police.
Yeah.
That way, you're not calling out any one group of people.
Hey, who got their TV on? Can
That's
y'all
true.
turn it down a little bit?
Asani, turn your TV down.
I told you she got turned down in life.
Turn down the light.
We're gonna get you in the closet one day, just a closet with a light
Yeah,
and
she
just
need a little booth.
a little boo.
Emma, what you think about the Derrick Chauvin verdict?
I think Emma's froze.
Emma's frozen. I wouldn't call this justice. I'm thinking justice is it never happening in the first place. Like it's a step in the right direction, but real justice is we don't have to worry about that at all. Driving down the street and seeing a police officer behind you, my hair shouldn't, my spidey senses shouldn't be tingling at that point. To me, that's justice. When it's not, I don't have that feeling, or it's just never an issue with us brown people and the police. That's justice. And I think that's end result justice. Is this a step in the right direction? Yes. But I think we got a lot of work to do. I'm not naive enough to think that that the fuckery has ended. No, the fuckery ain't ended, because in North Carolina, these people are, some stuff went down out there and they not trying to show the body cam footage. They
Seen
really
the police
just
harassing
passing.
some little boys because they was riding bikes. Some little black boys were riding bikes.
They just shot some people. A cop just shot somebody out here in Virginia the other day. Actually, today or yesterday, Spotsylvania.
Yeah, so I'm not naive enough to believe that this is we won. No, we ain't.
And I need
we
to
ain't.
see some
We ain't even close.
Like how long?
Oh yeah.
Sentencing.
Yeah, we're not close at all.
But I do think it's like because he was actually found guilty. Now it's like, all right, police, you see that you're not just gonna slide. You will be punished if you commit a crime.
I would tell you that's exactly
I
how I
hope
feel.
that's what it means.
Because if you remember, we were talking about it the day of. We did when you went live the day of. My attitude was, I hope we get them on something. I mean, I didn't go into this thinking that we were going to get them on anything.
Yeah,
so
I didn't
get them on
think
something
it was going to go the way it went.
Is definitely great. Now, to get them on all three is for me is over the moon.
Yeah.
And again, the reason is the same reason I said the other day. We need case law. We need case law that people can say, yeah, but when in Minnesota versus Chauvin, we already established that these things can't happen. And you can't ignore it now, because you can't say, oh, well, that was a different set of circumstances. No, that was a circumstance when a cop killed a person and the cop was found guilty. So the more we get that, the more these things become commonplace. That's how you change them. Because you can't say, oh, we're going to change policing. They invested $12 million after Fidel Castillo, and look at all the chaos that's still going on in Minnesota after that. So, you have to start making it where consequences and legal precedent is set. And I'm glad, and at least in this case, you got both. You got a consequence and you got a legal precedent that they can reference to other people. So next time somebody put their knee on somebody's back, they can't say, "Oh, I was an accident." You kind of knew what happened last time.
That wasn't no accident. You did that. You did that.
And I tell you what, I was looking at right before the show, and then I'll pass it to somebody else. Right before the show, I read an article that DOJ was actually looking into Chauvin on a 2017 case where he slammed a teenager to the ground, bust his head to the point where the kid needed stitches, and then put his knee on his back for 17
I heard
minutes.
about that one too. I heard about
Yeah, I
that.
heard
This
it wasn't his first time.
Yeah, it's not his
17
first time.
minutes.
That it's a common thing with him.
Absolutely.
I didn't even know that. It wasn't his first
Yeah,
time.
this is why they were saying that. Well, no,
They said he
this
had
like,
history of police brutality
for,
in his
Well,
past.
no, he had a history of putting his knee on people's neck.
Well, no, but for that precinct, he had one of the highest amount of complaints against him already. So he was the bad apple that they should have took care of a long time ago.
Yeah, I feel like now
he
there
had
needs
over
to be
10
some
complaints
upper
against
people.
him. Yeah,
Like,
he had
how
over
did you
10
let that
complaints
go
against
for
him
so
already.
long?
And that's that escalation that you know that eventually someday he's gonna kill somebody. You sat there and slammed the teenager to the ground, bust his head to the point that he needs stitches, then put your knee on his back for 17 minutes. Like, come on. Like, this dude, this is his tactic. This is his thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's his thing.
I'm putting you on the boot.
And I remember watching the trial when they were like,
you know,
that is a police hold that they use, but they tell you to use it as a last resort, and you're not supposed to do it for no minutes straight.
I ain't trying to hear that. I ain't
Once the person is cuffed, you're supposed to remove
if you
your
tell me 9 minutes killed George Floyd, and he did it to a teenager for 17 minutes. That's this dude's MO.
Right.
You know.
Right.
That's his MO.
And you know this the defense wanted to use. He's been doing this all this time, and nobody ever died. That's a tactic.
But that was going to bring up even more stuff.
Exactly. So they was real careful about that.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. They wanted to use that, but you really gonna look
they didn't want to. They didn't want to bring his record into account, because once everybody heard about all these other complaints he had, it was no way. So I'm just glad to see that, you know, we got something. We got something that is long standing. You can't change case law. Even if he appeal, it ain't gonna change the case law.
Are they talking about appealing?
Please, you know he's gonna appeal.
They gonna blame Maxine Waters?
Something.
Man, Maxine Waters had a hell of a week, man. I don't mean to change the subject a little bit, but man, first she told who was that? She told to shut up.
Granny Gangster.
Maxine Waters.
Yeah,
Maxine.
She is.
Told,
I love her though.
the dude from Ohio.
She is straight
Jordan,
shooter.
right? Was it Jordan?
Jordan.
Yes.
Yeah. So she
I
told
love Auntie Maxine.
So dude was just popping off in a no, I wasn't. It was a
Nah, he was going after Fauci.
Yeah, he was going after Fauci in a hearing, you know, one of their little house hearings, and he went over his time, and Maxine Waters just laid down the law. Hey man, shut your mouth. Bro, when I tell you, when she said that, I fell out the couch.
Shut their mouth.
Bro, I ain't never heard nobody tell somebody to shut their mouth. Then she got blamed. A couple of days later, she got blamed for almost messing up the case. She had a hell of a week. Yeah, it was a reach. Did you say they were reaching? That was definitely a reach.
Oh yeah. If you listen to what she said, it's in line with one of the things that Martin Luther King was saying about the same thing, about the same issue. So, of course, they don't know our history, so they automatically assume that she was, you know,
trying to mess
people.
My thing is, where was this same energy when Trump told all these people to go down to Congress and knock down the doors and shit like that, and take it over? None of that same energy was in there. Like, he legit told people, go down there and kick some ass. I mean, that's what was said during the rally.
I wish you had the clip, but Trump's press secretary, you know, she works for Fox now, and Biden said he was praying for the verdict, not tipping his hand either one way or the other. Just said I was praying for the verdict. This chick came out, was talking about, you know, as the president, he shouldn't try to interfere with court cases. I was like,
he never did. Never did. He never said either way. He just, like you said, he said he was praying that the right verdict will come. That's all he said.
I'm looking at like, did you forget who your boss was? You know what I'm saying? You just your boss.
This dude had like 100 pardons.
Trump literally has diarrhea of the mouth. He
This
says
dude had
stupid
100
stuff
pardons. Like,
Okay.
do you
100 miles a
really
second.
care about? Do you really care
I'm
about the
like,
law? This dude
you
reversed.
really don't remember who your boss was.
Yeah.
Right.
The whole time Trump was president, that was my whole thing. I'm like, I don't even know what policies he put into place. The stuff that comes out his mouth so stupid, I can't pay attention to nothing else.
Right.
Yeah.
And then policies were
Crazy.
trash too. So policies were trash too. Like I said before, man, I'm not stupid enough to believe this is it and we done won and we in the promised land. We got a long fight. I mean, a long fight.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to believe a lot of these police officers probably feel more emboldened. Like, oh, okay, well,
I like,
I
y'all
don't
think
think
y'all
so.
got away with this?
yeah,
I don't think so.
bust a couple more heads.
I know we were saying that the only way you get these cops to start being doing the right thing is you have to let them see that there's consequences.
Exactly.
And this dude had his whole police force basically come out and say, "Nah, dude, you were wrong." You know what I'm saying? And so this is finally some good apples going on record calling out a bad apple. Now he had to kill somebody for y'all to do it because, like you said, this dude had a rap sheet. Not a rap sheet, but he had all these complaints,
Right.
and y'all didn't do nothing about it until he killed somebody. So somebody should have done something about that.
And had
a
it
lot
not
before.
been publicly recorded, would
Yeah.
they even had done
Bro,
Oh
did
my
you
God,
see
we
the-
wouldn't even know about
did you
this,
see the-
Christina. We wouldn't even know
Exactly.
about
the
this.
paperwork? Did you see the paperwork
No, we
they
wouldn't.
filed on there? The paperwork they filed was like, we came in contact with a man who seemed to be experiencing a medical emergency and high on some type of methamphetamine or something like that. Like, without the video, we wouldn't have got nowhere with this because the police report was crazy. Like,
And then
it's
they
just
were
like,
lying because then
we
the
showed up and this dude just
person
fell
that
out
do the
dead,
autopsy say they didn't find any drugs.
Yeah.
Right. So they didn't find any drugs in his stomach, which means he wasn't fresh on drugs. They found it in his system. But some of that stuff could stay in your system for weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, hell.
So they
that
found
one-
they didn't find anything in his stomach. He wasn't high off nothing.
Well, and then they had that one rogue peel with his DNA saliva off of it
Right,
that they didn't find to the
whatever.
second time.
Whatever.
Like, come on, man.
Wow.
Come on.
And whatever. And then they try to make it so they use the word methamphetamines. This dude was on pills. Let's get it straight. He was on pills. But when you say methamphetamines, most people gonna think meth.
You're a meth addict, yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
it's all in a
Exactly.
verbiage. It's all in a verbiage of what you use. They try they did their best to try to discredit this man and demonize him while he was on trial, like it was his trial. No, this ain't his trial. This ain't his trial. That man
Exactly.
dead. You know what I'm saying? The trial is a Derrick Chauvin trial, and he going to jail. Like you said, he going. It's going to be a line behind him. He walk in them doors. It's going to be a line back there waiting for him.
Yeah. They ain't going to be able to watch him all day.
It was
Nah,
like they're
I
not gonna
still
be able
think
to
that
put
dude
him in
getting ISO,
general
though.
pop. The wine taking me out. I need the
Oh,
wine
look
now.
at you.
Why?
You ain't as hype
Wine
as you
now.
usually be. You ain't as hype. I could tell that wine hit you a little bit.
She a little fade.
I know,
She a little
right?
Yeah, that wine gave you a little jab, just a little jab. It was like a little left hand jab.
You know how it is. You pour a little too much in the glass and then you like whisk it. Like, that's a little much. It's a little heavy.
So, Derrick, tell the story on what's going on here. I know like maybe 80% of it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to lay down the groundwork and possibly gloss over something. So just lay down the groundwork without your opinion first, and then we'll get into it.
I'm going to caveat it based on the information that is available right now. If other information is out there or other stories are out there, I don't know. But based on the information that the New York Times is posting right now, the situation was there was a young girl who was in foster care, and the house they were all in was a foster home. And
Like a little halfway house.
no, they didn't say it like that. They just said a foster home.
Okay.
And I think her name was Micaiah. Is that her name, Micaiah Bryant?
Yeah.
The 16-year-old girl. So her sister was already there, and she had recently came there as well. So you have the two sisters, and then you have other girls that stay in the home as well. The way the situation went down is another girl who was a former foster child at that home came over, and she was complaining at the two sisters about how they was their room was dirty and how they wasn't keeping up, the house and this, that, and the third. That turned into a fight, which led to the 16-year-old being shot. The sequence of events is not known. They don't know. I think some of the early reports said she had called the police. We don't know if that was actually her voice calling the police, but what we do know is the police came there and the 911 call said somebody had a knife. So they came there looking for an aggressor with a knife. Okay. When the police arrived, you see a crowd of girls, a couple of adults. You see the 16-year-old tackle or charge after one girl, knife in hand, stand up, and then charge after the second girl, knife in hand. And when she made that lunging motion or that arm back motion while the girl in pink was trapped against the car, that's when the officer opened fire and shot her 4 times.
All right. So this is how this information came to me. It just hit the internet like crazy. And I didn't watch. To be honest, at that point in time, I didn't even watch the video. I didn't think I need to, because pretty much the way everybody explained it, whether it was a good shot or a bad shot, I pretty much got the story and I understood it. I finally did watch the video. And it kind of confirmed what I thought. And it's not a popular opinion. But if I'm a police officer and I arrive on a scene and I don't know what's going on, and the only thing I see is I don't know ages or anything like that. If I see a woman or a person charge someone with a knife, I'm probably going to drop them. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's unfortunate. Because at that point,
the person's a danger to others.
Correct.
Exactly.
Correct. So, I mean, we got a lot of people out here, looking at the end result of it, a 16-year-old girl. Mm-hmm. When you hop out of a car and you're a police officer and you see, your job is to protect and serve. That's your function. That's your primary function. I don't know how you can't take that shot. I don't know how you can't take that shot.
I don't know anything about this, but I don't know why. I feel like aren't Army people taught to like shoot to harm, but why police are taught to shoot to kill?
No,
that is a negative.
No,
like why you can't shoot people to just disarm them?
That sound like you. But here's the thing. It sounds like you're watching a lot of John Wick. I mean,
I've never seen John Wick.
Listen, no, but what I'm saying is I hear a lot of people say that. Why don't they shoot in the arm? No, because
I don't mean the arm, but like harm them so that they can't do further.
I have literally seen people, Christina. I have literally seen people get shot in the arm and get shot in the leg, and they keep going.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, that's a fairy tale.
I get it. Okay.
That's a fairy tale to say to think.
It's just sad that it was a 16-year-old.
Why didn't they get him shot in the leg? No, because that's a harder thing to shoot. You shoot right here. That's
a larger target.
Correct.
I'm gonna let me first dispel that, Christina. The military is taught to shoot in the mass, always. No headshot, no body shot. Every shot is a kill shot, straight to the middle of your chest. The round is devastating enough to do the rest. Mm-hmm. So we're not going through the motions of trying to disarm you or slow you down. If we're pulling the trigger, we're gonna kill you, or we're gonna put a kill shot on you. But military has different rules of engagement than the police do.
Okay.
The police officer, and this is going to be harmful to say, I know, or it's going to come off bad, no matter how you say it. The police officer put 4 amazing shots together, because to shoot 4 times on target that close and not hit the girl in the pink.
Correct.
That was an amazing shot under that amount of stress, under that quick of a
So is the young girl okay? Like, what? I
No,
don't.
she
she died. She
Okay.
did. I've
I'm sorry, I don't
debated
know
people
anything
with
about
why didn't he shoot her in the arm? Why didn't he
It's
shoot her in the
nonsense.
leg? Why didn't he
Nonsense.
shoot the window out of the car? Why didn't she shoot in the air? And in all those scenarios,
Why didn't they use a taser?
well, hold on. Let's
Yeah,
just
I
do
heard
this.
that one
All
too.
those scenarios.
Taser, he was too
It
far
sounds
away
like
to use a taser.
it doesn't
first of
sound
all.
realistic.
He
It
was
Hold
not
on.
close.
Let's just
He was
be for
not
real.
close enough
All
to her
those-
to use a taser. He was too far
All
back.
those scenarios
That wouldn't
are
even work.
silly because all those bullets that he's sending out that gun to not hit her can hit someone else.
Mm-hmm.
People think I can shoot in the air and that bullet's not coming back down.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't just going out. It's not going to keep going to outer space. So in all those situations, the girl can still continue the stabbing motion. If you look at the video, her arm is back. Any other shot, unless she's going to shoot the knife out of her hand, her arm still comes forward.
Like,
the same thing with a taser. The taser is not this bolt of electricity that's going to pause you in your tracks. It's not going to stop the momentum of her arm coming forward. The only thing he had to do to stop the momentum of her arm coming forward is to shock the whole body, which 4 shots did.
mm-hmm.
And
I'm not saying he was wrong. I was just asking.
No. I'm
was
just
there another
no.
way?
But you asked a viable question, which everybody is asking.
I'm just exactly. I'm just trying to get the address the question that you asked.
Yeah.
I also was combating with some people who, some celebrities online who had the idea that he could have found another way to de-escalate the situation. No. And as I told this one celebrity lady who got mad at me and blocked me, you're addressing him as the police officer that's going to shoot a black woman regardless. Now, had he not shot her and she let him stab the girl, and then she turned and faced him and he shot her, you would be saying, why didn't you shoot her before she stabbed the girl?
Right.
Because
it's always something that's going to be wrong.
Because if she stabbed the girl and turned around facing him with a knife and he shot her, that's still a good shoot.
Derrick, I can almost assure you, if he never took that shot and that girl stabbed girl stabbed the other girl, then I can almost, here go Mary Dale again. Let's see if her internet's working. I can almost assure you that the other family would have said, or other people would have said, why you let my baby die? Mm-hmm. Y'all racist cops, y'all just like to see us kill each other. I can almost assure you that would have happened. So either way, this guy would have been,
so the little girl was black.
But hold on. Yeah. But understand the aftermath of that. Because if she stabbed the little girl, and you're saying he's a racist cop, if she stabbed the little girl and then turned towards the cop and he dropped her, now you have 2 girls dead.
Mm-hmm.
Potentially 3, because she tackled the first girl knife in hand, so we don't even know if she was stabbed.
Right.
So, you got a cop coming on the scene who sees this and makes a split decision to save a life. It just wasn't a life that you cared to march about.
Right. No, it's an unfortunate situation, and I do understand the point. I do understand the point what people say. Why this wouldn't have happened in another neighborhood, a more affluent neighborhood, or
be specific. This wouldn't have happened if he was a white suspect. Is what they keep saying.
Exactly.
Right. And to be honest, I think it still would. I've seen plenty of videos where white people got dropped by the police. It happens. White people I've
seen a white person get shot by the police.
Not recently though.
Still keep going.
You got Kyle Rittenhouse. You got the dude that shut up the AIDS salon.
Those are 2 different things, though. Those are 2. Here's the thing.
You got
Kyle Rittenhouse.
All of them just got handcuffed and put back in the car like it was a normal
routine. And the
Kyle
Rittenhouse situation was bullshit. The Kyle Rittenhouse situation was bullshit, but it's 2 different things. These are 2 different things.
They didn't get shot up.
Here's my point.
I'm just saying.
Here's my point.
Weapons in hand.
They're more careful with people of their own kind.
Okay, but here's my point to that.
They're more careful.
Here's my point to that argument. Would it surprise you though? And it wouldn't. It wouldn't surprise you for you to see them treat somebody else differently, somebody else white differently, which means you understand the rules of the game. And the 16-year-old understands the rules of the game too.
So
You've been
that
black
I
all
mean,
day.
is
always
they
like that. Like
justifying it,
before
or
I
I'm not
is
trying.
before
it?
I'm
I
not.
make
Hold
a
on. Hold on.
judgment on the
The goal.
police,
The
I'm
goal
always
is
like,
not
what
to
does the other
justify
person
it.
do first?
The goal is not to justify it. The goal is to make sure you understand the game that we're playing.
Right.
I'm not gonna go cuss out a cop because I see my white buddy cuss out the cop. I know this game. You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah, like when
I'm not.
the
I'm
white
not.
people speeding on the
I'm
street
not
behind me.
naive.
Oh,
I'm
enjoy your
telling you.
privilege. I can't do
I was
that. I
actually
don't do
explaining.
this.
I
I
was
can't
explaining
do
this to
that.
my wife.
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
officer.
exactly.
I didn't know I couldn't do
You
that.
know, I
You're
mean, for
right.
something as simple as wearing a hood, man, like
I was
going into
explaining
a
this
corner
to.
store, a gas station.
You know,
One of
look, I was explaining
one
this
of
to
my
my
best
wife.
friends is Caucasian, and she's always like, "Oh yeah, well I don't have to do this and I don't have to do that," and I'm like,
I
"No,
do.
you don't, because you have that privilege." But
Mhm.
she understands. She's like, "Yeah, I know it wouldn't be the same way for you." She knows, like, yeah.
Mhm.
Go
That's
back
why
and
this
watch
time I
the.
feel a lot more
Go
aware.
back and watch the Dave Chappelle HBO special.
That's
I
what I was
explained the
just
same thing
saying.
to my
Yep.
wife the other day, and Dave Chappelle put on an HBO special a couple years ago where the skit was perfect, and he was like the white guy in his presence talking to the officers, and what he says and what the white guy says, and we all know that. We all know that we have a line, and that line was going to de-escalate or in enrage and change the situation or the scenario. A 16-year-old know that too. We all say this now. We teaching our sons and our daughters how to. We all know the game. So
Mhm.
I don't want to hear a white person would have got. They know the game too.
Right, like if a white person argued with a cop, it would have been they would have all
I
right
don't
stepped out the
Look,
car.
But
No,
here's the thing. Here's the
check
thing,
it
Mary
out.
Dale. We ain't
I
talking
don't
about
care how
nobody
they play
arguing with the
Uno.
cops. We
I don't
talking
care
about
how they play
A
Uno. We
person
know how
trying to
we play
harm
Uno.
someone
we
else.
talking about a girl out there trying to stab somebody, and people expect her not to get shot. I don't.
I'm
I
not
don't.
saying she shouldn't have got shot. I just don't know about fatally getting shot.
right,
That's
like
what
I,
I was.
There is no.
Because
Because
I
then they
mean,
don't
I'm
have
not.
no
No,
other
I'm just.
so you okay, Erica? You the cop. What do
And
you
I'm
do?
only saying that in defense of these white people like Kyle Rittenhouse and
It's two
everybody
different
else.
situations. But anyway, if
They
you
could have got fatally shot. That dude
They
lunged
know
at
the
He did
cops.
kill
game.
He
people.
lunged at police with weapons in his hands, shot two white dudes, everything else. They didn't do nothing. They act like he wasn't even sitting there with rifles on his shoulder. Like, for
You know
real.
what? You know what? Does he know the
They could have
game?
shot and killed him too. That's all I'm
Does he
saying.
know that?
yeah.
But he know the game.
He was a
all right,
threat.
here's my
Watch
He
thing.
was a
Hold
Here's
on.
threat.
Hold on.
go ahead.
Hold on.
Was he not? Was he not a threat?
I feel like we're
I'm
just
just
looking at
saying,
more
he
as
was a
like
threat.
double standard. I think that's what it is because I don't
Right,
think
it is a
people
double
have to
standard, but
understand.
I can almost assure you, if it
But
was
that's what
Kyle
Derek is
Rittenhouse, listen,
saying. We
if it
know
was
this
Kyle
double standard
Rittenhouse with the
exists.
knife, he most likely would have got shot. If it was
Oh,
Kyle
so
Rittenhouse with that knife, he probably
the
would have got dropped
AKs
too.
he had on him didn't count then. That
What was that?
because it wasn't a knife. He had two big ass
But
guns
he
on him.
wasn't in
Like
the
what the hell?
action anymore. She
Isn't
was
that
literally
worse?
in the action of
Correct.
trying to stab someone.
She lunged at that girl with a knife. I mean,
And when the
I don't
police
know.
saw Kyle
It's,
Rittenhouse, he was running as if he was in danger.
I don't know how
I'm
you
gonna say
running with
this.
an AK, but
Hold
whatever.
on. Give me a second, Paul. This is what I said to the guys, and this is what I said to a couple of other people. And because it happened so quickly after Derrick Chauvin. It's messed up that so quickly after we saw what we all perceived to be justice, we saw the other side of the coin so quickly. Like almost immediately, we saw the other side of the coin. But if we're not careful, we're gonna come off as irrational, and we're gonna come off where people can say, "There's no pleasing you guys, because you did this one thing, and we saw it was a crime, and we put that dude in jail." They're gonna take credit for it. We put that dude in jail, and then 2 hours later, now y'all can't give us the benefit of the doubt when a white cop saves a young girl's life by killing another girl. He has to live with that. He has to live with the fact that he killed a young girl. But at the same time, he has to live with the fact that he killed the young girl to save someone else. And that girl's parents are glad that he saved her life.
I bet you
Protect and serve. He had to tell. He arrived on the scene, and before he can put heads to tails. You got the chick tackle one girl with the knife. You got this grown ass man try to kick her in the head, and then she gets up and she goes after somebody else, and he tells her at least 4 times to stop, and then he drops her. we can't become irrational to the point where they say, well, see, there's no pleasing them, so we're not gonna do nothing.
Would they feel the same way if it would?
I agree with that.
Even
Yeah.
opposite. Like if there was a black cop killing a white girl, I mean, I feel like the whole world would just end at that point, and they would make it end. They don't cut us on the wrist. They don't give us no slap on the hand. So it's outrage.
Like I said,
He was still doing his job though.
I think this situation is. I think this situation is very different in the fact that he reacted. It's not like. It's no way he could.
You have to read it for what it is.
Right. You can't add extra scenarios and stuff to it. He hopped out the car and said, "Don't do it. No, stop."
You can't be like
watching someone trying to stab
shot
someone.
3 people, but the police shot him. How dare they? Well, JoJo out here killing people. Like that's not okay.
Well, see, this is the thing, and this is what we talked about. And I'm going. We got 3 ladies in here, so it's gonna get kind of sticky. But there's the thing. There is a female fight culture that has a place online, and it's disgusting and it's ugly. And I wish it would stop.
That's because they be waiting for a boob to pop out. That's the only reason they
all
watch
Why?
You had all those people standing there, all those black people standing there watching girls fight.
Mm-hmm.
You had parents standing there watching girls fight. You had people taping it from across the street. That we see a new video today from somebody who taped it from across the street, watching girls fight. You had a grown ass man try to kick one of the girls in the head, and it's like, and you're mad when the white cop.
Man, people think I'm crazy because my baby not allowed to go outside. The world is dangerous.
And you're mad when the white cops get there, and in 2 seconds, stop somebody who's about to commit a murder. But at the whole time, you had all these people. These are 16-year-old girls. I wish I would go. If I went outside, my 16-year-old daughter is about to fight up, and she a black girl, I will beat her little ass and throw her in the house. And I tell all them other little 16-year-old girls, get off my property.
Take your asses home.
Oh, I thought those other girls were grown though. I heard they were like grown women or something.
I think only one of them was grown.
I think one of them.
Okay. I thought they all were except for her. I thought she was like the youngest one.
But that's the thing.
Fighting.
But that's the thing. You have all these adults now who are watching and recording this. You got a grown ass man participating in it. And,
he did.
Then when the white cop come, because you called him, we're upset. So I mean, we can't jump. We have to see this one exactly how it is.
Correct.
And that's like you said, hey, we're gonna look at the tape with Derrick. That's how we said we're gonna look at the tape.
There's no way he could have tased.
We're gonna look at the tape
too far back for that.
Like I said,
that wasn't even an option.
Like I said,
taser,
I think this situation is a little bit different, but I do realize there is a double standard. I know it's a double standard. I know it. I just think this situation is different because, like, if that was my mother, if that was my sister, if that was anybody I knew, and a police arrive on the scene and he didn't take the shot, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be pissed, and I'm gonna be like, why did you you sit there and watch this lady or this girl kill
or stab
my friend or my sister or my niece or anybody? Like you didn't do anything.
That's true.
Listen to the 911 call. The 911 call should say knife. So he's coming there thinking the aggressor has the knife. Whether she was the aggressor or whether she was defending herself, she now has knife in hand.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Don't matter who made the call at that point.
Exactly. And at the point that you have knife in hand, you are now the aggressor.
It's crazy. It's crazy. But again, I see the double standard, but this situation a little bit different. I can't.
Again, I don't want us to lose the momentum of holding people accountable by saying everyone who does everything is wrong.
Right.
Because again, the first thing they're going to say is they're irrational. There's no pleasing them. Why do we have to do anything for them? No matter what we do, they're going to, you see all these little group and generalizations of us.
And here's the thing.
It becomes a non-starter. It makes it a non-starter.
Right. Here's the thing. The Dante right, we already spoke at that. That was wrong. That right there was wrong. I don't care if it was a mistake or not. That lady need to do some time. I mean,
she does.
Yeah, like that's extreme negligence. What's going on in North Carolina with the police not showing body cam footage because they know that body cam footage is damning.
Because when y'all say shot, I just be like, oh, they got shot. They all right.
But don't they have to release body cams footage by law? By law, like they have to, right?
Well, no, they have to, but they can delay it. I mean, they all that's their law. I mean, they can say what they want. They can do what they want. But if the public, if the public is saying, hey, the Dante Wright footage came out the next day, the 16-year-old girl who got shot by the police officer, that came out the same day. Like, there's a precedent set right now, and that's a good thing. There's a precedent set right now to release this stuff as soon as you possibly can, and they sitting there, they're not trying to release it. So it's something on there that they're trying to hide.
I mean, it is like I feel like you're trying to hide something because you're taking so long.
We talked about this. We talked about this 2 or 3 shows ago. We understand the system and the setup. If it's something damning in that tape, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start working on a settlement.
Right.
We know how this goes.
Right.
We already discussed this before. We're gonna push it to it's not on CNN and it's not on cable news and it's now on local news. And now when they get off cable news and get to local news, we're gonna start talking to the family about settling.
Right. And here's the thing: ain't nothing free. Ain't nothing in life free. When you take that settlement, you give up something.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You give up something. And the main thing you give up, and like Derrick mentioned before, the main thing you give up is your family don't get to take the stand in most cases.
You give up your right to speak.
Right. And a lot of times, just that, I think Derrick, you mentioned this before. You could have a white man that's sitting in that jury, or it don't even have to be a white man. It could be a racist Spanish guy. It could be just a regular racist being like, we did enough for.
It could be a black guy whose family to please.
Yeah. Somebody could be sitting in that jury. Somebody can be. Hold on, Christina. Hold on, Christina. Somebody can be sitting in that jury and be like, I already paid her because it came out of my tax money. Why would I send this man to jail? He woke up. He didn't know that was going to happen. Why should I send that man to jail? That's what they think. That's how they think. I'm going to tell y'all this now. Y'all got full permission. If the police ever shoot me, Derrick, if the police ever shoot me, tell my girl don't take no money. She already know. But tell my girl don't take no money, but y'all got full permission to burn this motherfucker down. Burn this bitch down to the fucking ground. If I end up shot, bro,
we riding.
Hey, I'm telling you, y'all could tear up the Targets, tear up the Walmarts, tear up everything because they gotta feel it, man. Like I don't get mad when people riot and stuff like that. I don't. You know why? Because they'll be all right. They got insurance, but even on top of that, these companies have to feel it. You can't build stuff in our community and just not be a part of it and just sit there with your hands up when shit go down in the community. Tear this shit down.
Because we're the same person you rely on to keep your business going.
Tear this shit down. And here's the thing: I used to didn't feel that way. Years ago, I didn't feel that way, but this has gotten worse and worse. This whole situation has got worse.
When that whole riot is,
I don't give a fuck about a subway.
I'm not about
that got insurance and shit like that.
I'm not about to tear it down. That's not me.
My thing is go tear it up somewhere else. If you gotta go get milk in the morning, don't go tear up your grocery stuff.
I can understand.
I'm not with the rioting. That's one thing to protest, but it's another thing.
No, I'm not gonna go out there and riot. I'm not gonna go out there and riot. But I'm not gonna feel sorry for Jiffy Lube.
I stole a TV out of Target. What's that gonna solve?
I'm not gonna feel
rioting doesn't automatically mean stealing. People act like, they riot and they just want to steal. No, you didn't listen to us. Now do you hear us? Do you feel us?
Right? Do you hear?
That's what the point of rioting is. It has nothing to do with want to steal.
No,
I don't. Here's the thing. You ain't gonna catch me out there rioting.
No,
but I'm not. You also ain't gonna catch me feeling sorry for these companies that build in our community and don't say nothing and don't do nothing.
Rioting doesn't automatically mean steal.
Because I bet you.
I know it don't automatically.
I bet you these Fortune 500 companies that build stuff in our community, they could help put an end to this shit. They could tell these,
sure.
hey, I ain't fucking with y'all. Y'all need to tell these police officers to stop fucking with these black folks, or we ain't fucking with y'all. That could easily be said, and shit can change from that, but they don't do it. They'll donate. That's the easy thing. How easy it is for Walmart to donate some money. That's easy. That's nothing to them.
Here's the thing, and this is why I'm not rioting. I'll protest.
Yeah.
But I'll protest when it's the best time and when it's best beneficial to me. Because I'll tell you what happened within the Trump era. In the Trump era, our movements and our voices became hijacked. And they became hijacked because it was easy to hijack them because they were so disorganized.
Mm-hmm.
And now you have white people that we saw driving around passing out bricks so we can bust the windows of businesses in our neighborhoods. And here exactly. And then they strong arm the narrative. We also see people going in desperate, buying stuff, like stealing stuff and then selling it for money, but they're selling silly items. But we also see white people doing the same thing and they're stealing expensive items. So you see somebody break the glass at the Gucci store and you see a whole bunch of people going in and getting Gucci belts. And then you see other people going in and coming out with whole shopping carts full of things that we didn't.
Man, did you ever catch the one lady that was in a fur place?
Absolutely.
She had on a mink. She was like, she walked out of there like.
Yeah. Because they know value. They know the value. You're going after the things that you can flash and display. And they're going to go after things that cost a lot of money or that they've had their eye on for 3 years and now they can just go steal it. Now, you couple that with Antifa and Proud Boys and this, that, and the other, and now your movement is hijacked and it's something, again, we have to be careful of how we present our arguments where it just can't be, they're unreasonable. Think of it now. Every time you hear someone protest something now, you hear somebody on the other aisle or some Republican talk about Seattle or us burning stuff down. And that wasn't us. That wasn't us.
Yeah, ain't no niggas in Seattle.
We ain't there. You know what I'm saying? They put this black connotation on it. Black Lives Matter. They want to say Black Lives Matter is a terrorist organization. You know, when the thing happened on January 6th, they try to say, oh no, it was Antifa and Black Lives Matter in their disguise as Trump fans. Really? Like, you know, so they hijack our narratives. If something happened to you, rest assured that I'm going to do everything both legal and illegal to make sure that justice is served. If something happened to my family, my wife or my kid, my son or daughter, I will remind you that Derrick is smart and you only have one chance to give me justice or it's going to be law-abiding citizen in this motherfucker. That's just it.
No.
Hey,
I'm giving y'all permission. Burn this motherfucker down, bro.
So it's no clear-cut accounting of what happened. But there's one video that said he previously that day did a hit in that same car and people was looking for him. And that's another video where somebody was saying how they don't care that it happened because he wasn't a great guy. There's another video where he's pissing on the graves of his alleged enemies, gang enemies. And he
so this guy's just a piece of shit. This guy a piece of shit.
Well, hold on. And he posted about how his address was released with the PPP website that was out there, his address. And so people knew how to find him. It could be one of those things. It could be a couple of those things. I mean, if his address is out there and he's out there doing hits, I'm sure those goons know exactly where to find his ass now. And it's unfortunate that they went after him when he had his child in the car. It's unknown if they knew that at the time. But
I don't even think they care at this point, bro.
Exactly.
I mean, honestly, Chicago, these little niggas in Chicago, man, they a whole different breed of savage. They probably knew and didn't care.
They go for the kids because
they go for the kids
like,
now.
We can't get you. We gonna make you feel it twice as worse. Like that's how they think.
Remember a couple years ago, they lured the little boy in the alley and little boy in the alley.
And that one girl, her baby was sitting on the porch. The other one
They
was
don't
her
care,
mom
bro.
was holding her baby, and they got
It,
her while she was holding her
these
baby. But
these little dudes in
Wow.
Chicago, they are soulless, man. They don't have souls. I don't know. I
none
hate
of
to
them.
say it, man. And
They
I ain't
don't.
saying all of them. I'm just saying the killers, like they kill kids. You can't have a soul.
A
No, you
2-year-old
really can't.
was no. The baby was only a couple months old. I don't even think he hit 2 years old. On Lakeshore Drive, they got her. On like
Yeah, I
Jackson or
saw that.
something
Yeah.
like
That's,
There's
that.
but
What
finish the story, Derek. I'm sorry.
no, yes, that's the long and short of it. The issue is this goes back to what we were saying about the adults in the fight with the little girl. At some point, we can say, hey, we got to deal with the police violence, and we can say we have to deal with the police busting our heads in, and that is a legitimate thing. That is a real thing. But at the same time, we got to do something about our own neighborhoods too. We got to do something about our knuckleheads, and it happens and can happen in various ways. I happen to agree with you, Paul, that some of these kids are lost, soulless, lost causes. But I mean, at some point, if we don't do something, we're giving them to the cops that's going to do what they're going to do to them.
Correct. And when I say lost and soulless, and when I use that verbiage, that don't mean we ain't accountable, man. As a community, we still accountable for these kids.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever happened to each one, whatever happened to, we have to, do something different. I mean, because what we're doing in the community now is just whatever measures we're taking to raise awareness, I guess, to what's going on in some of the communities in Chicago.
To like portrayed in TV shows and stuff like that, but it ain't really getting people just see it as entertainment. They missing the bigger picture. It's if they ain't watching on TV, then what? We're gonna have to find another way to network around it.
I see it as a different problem. I see it as you have people who are trapped in a state of mind in a geographic location with no recourse and crabs in the bucket. That's how it is. You also have a bunch of scary ass boys. I'm not gonna get beat up. I'm not gonna be disrespected. I'm not gonna be on World Star. I can't take an ass whooping. I don't want to box. I'm just gonna shoot you. But you have it in so many isolated places all about the city that it's just chaos. I was talking to one of my friends on his podcast 2 nights ago, and I was telling him, and he's about 30, 40, so he's maybe like 45, 46. And I was telling him, you remember when it used to be OGs and shootings had to be sanctioned? Like you couldn't bring that type of heat on the gang by just going out and shooting somebody without talking to somebody about it. They will beat the brakes off you, and if you hit a kid, they will turn you in. But you now have so many small clusters of sets and cliques and groups that they're their own thing, and I had to make a name for myself and shooting. I
think that's a lot of it right there.
Yeah.
A lot of people want to be in the mouths of other people, saying, man, you heard what homie did, you heard what so and so did. Yeah, a lot of people want that. That's important to a lot of people. A lot of people want, and it wasn't like that back then. You didn't want to be on camera back then. People didn't want to be on camera. People didn't want their name in people's mouth. Now it's totally different. People want their name in everybody's mouth.
I think a lot of people want to be branded a killer because they're scared. They don't want to fight. They don't want to. If I shot somebody, you less likely to, want to fight me. So they just want that. They want that recognition. I'm a killer. That means I'm somebody, or I can do something, or that's what it is.
They really get it, like just advertise everybody they get teardrops on a list. Like it's real. They want that type of clout. For what reason? I can't even tell you. Like
because
I said,
it's cool. Because they think it's cool. It is cool that I shot somebody and everybody know my name and stuff like. They want that. That's like that's cool to a lot of people, and
You ain't gonna step to me if you know I shot somebody.
Right. And here's the thing: like I said, back in the day, that wasn't cool. That was goofy. That's goofy shit back in the day. Now people they waving guns all in the screen and waving money all in the script. They want their face shown. They want their face shown to look like some killer, some gangster, something like that. It's cool. This ain't cool.
I walk up and somebody that know you or Chris on the block, and they be like, "Oh, y'all stay safe. Y'all get inside," or this, and they got some type of advice, or give you a couple dollars or something. Then they go about their business and
Who gave you a couple? Wait. Who gave my sister a couple dollars? Who gave you a couple dollars? She said somebody gave her a couple dollars. Who gave you a couple dollars?
Gangsters. You sit your 13-year-old ass down.
She said somebody gave her a couple dollars. Who gave her a couple dollars? She said somebody gave her a couple dollars.
Man, she just told on herself without knowing she told on herself.
Give me a couple dollars. Man. Get your ass in the house. What's up with these PPP loans that these people scamming the government with? What is wrong? Bro, everybody talking about these PPP loans. Now, here's the thing. How stupid can you be? You think these people don't check this shit? Y'all up here applying for fucking business loans and you don't think people check this?
This goes back to what we were saying earlier about people not knowing the rules of the game.
This is stupid.
They gave away billions of dollars without checking. So certain people can get billions of dollars without being checked. But once the banks now are starting to acquire these loans and doing the check part of it, you got people who they're gonna go to jail. I was actually gonna send you this. It was Donkey of the Day today. Charlamagne gave a Donkey of the Day today. The chick who had to GoFundMe.
Yes.
All these LLCs that popped up, all these people who just decided that, hey, if they ain't checking, let's get us a PPP loan, and if you didn't turn that loan to a legitimate business, you now have a loan you have to pay back.
Not a business created today for you to get the loan. You know.
And I actually was on the website. There's a national registry now that you can search by state and first name, last name, and they'll tell you everybody who got a PPP loan. And I did some checking, and I found some loans, and I'm concerned. But
Mary Dale, you better not have to apply for no PPP loan.
But you scratching your nose for Mary Dale.
Mary Dale, you apply for a PPP loan? No. Because here's the thing. There's a such thing. I don't know if people know. But there's a such thing as called. There is a such thing called.
You get money given to you.
I haven't. So I didn't do it though because I'm like, we're not gonna do that.
I don't even know why this was even a thought in your head because there's a such thing called the Internal Revenue Service. They check this shit.
Yep.
The Internal Revenue Service is gonna say, "Oh, you got a business? Okay, well, where's your paperwork and all this stuff?" And you might have some fraudulent paperwork. You might have some fraudulent paperwork, but again, this is the Internal Revenue Service, and they are professionals at knowing
and they will
your shit fraudulent.
Get their money, and they will get their money.
I would advise everyone to go listen to what Charlamagne did to the Donkey of the Day and understand the severity of this situation.
I mean,
this was a trap.
I'm gonna be honest.
This was a trap.
I ain't never went to jail, but the IRS has garnished me before, and it was a very uncomfortable year when they did that to me. This is a trap because the PPP loan came with a clause that you had to sign, and the maximum penalty for violating the PPP loan is $1 million fine and 30 years in federal penitentiary. So these people who doing the GoFundMe so I could pay it back, ain't no paying it back.
No.
This was the setup.
Give us our money, but we ain't forgot what you did.
The people who want the GoFundMe to get it back are scammers. If they scam the IRS, what's gonna give them pause for scamming regular people like me and you.
Right.
These people was giving her donations just so they can have the comment line in the roaster. So like they were like giving her $5 just to write something fun, and they was baking her ass. Like they was giving it to her, but I ain't giving you $5 just to get my punchline in. I just ain't gonna do it. Somebody gave her $1,000. Like who's a simp? They gave her $1,000 fucking dollars.
Some dude that thought he could hit. Some dude that thought he could hit. That's what that is.
Go to jail.
He probably put his phone number in there.
You're going to jail, and it's not going to just be you. A lot of other people going to jail because jails are we've been letting people get out of jail. They got to fill these motherfucking jail cells back up so they can make this money, this free slavery. So yeah, y'all going to jail. You know what I'm saying? It's the setup, and you feel for the okie doke.
It's the silliest thing. It's always gonna be somebody that just.
I don't think they think about that stuff though.
That's the thing. Too many people live in the now. Too many people live in the now.
My friend did it, and she got the $20,000. Do you know how many people called me like, "Yeah, I'm thinking about it." I said, "Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. If you ain't got no legitimate business, if you ain't got no tax returns for your business for the last couple years, don't even play around. Setting up an LLC for a business that does nothing will get you investigated. Sorry.
You about to get your $20,000 to go hot girl summer. You better hope it's a good one because it's on your
that better be a memorable summer.
And the thing
because in 2022, you got to file that paperwork.
Yeah. And the thing with it is you can't just use $20,000 all at once either. That was one of the stipulations where you have to like move the money within like a 6 months increment to show that you actually doing something with the money going towards your business. You can't just, $20,000 gone. What did you spend $20,000 on your business for?
They let you spend it.
But I'm just saying within the day.
The first ones they caught.
Within the day, you spent the $20,000. No, you need to funnel that stuff over about 6 months.
Hey girl, let me flip your PPP.
You give me $2K and you keep 18.
Let me flip. Hey, I bet you I could flip your PPP.
Chauvin gonna be your roommate.
For real, you can flip the PPP, girl. I gave him that PPP.
And it's